Looks like we're live. Could I please have a sound check and uh, see what's going on out there? Sorry, we're a minute later too. Uh, Craig warned me about trying to do everything on one computer, and I got lost on the starting the stream activity. So here we are finally, and I see Kyle is here, and he's here before Stig. And good evening, Steve, says Eduardo. How are you, sir? Good to see you. So I am getting a little feedback. Okay, I think I just killed it. So this is a continuation of discussion we've had at a couple of the last shows where we're talking about novelties as they are announced by the various brands. We remind everybody that we're missing the Basel World environment, and so everything is dribbling out bit by bit, and every day we're getting an invite to new Zoom things or other carriers providing the group experience. And it's pretty interesting, a little hectic, and hard to keep track of because everybody's trying to keep things under wraps and are very cautious about sharing images that might be grabbed on the internet. And so it's a new experience overall. And okay, so producer Michael needs a new cameraman. I think I should apply. Okay, I'm upping my game here, guys. Thank you, Blue, for that. And okay, Stig finally here. And okay, so the gang's here. So that's what we're about tonight. Let's start it off with a little fun. All of you, when you have a chance, post in the chat what you think the top 4 luxury watch brands are in the $5,000 to $10,000 category. And the first person who gives the right answer, I may send a little goodie to from one of the brands. And interesting to see what you come up with. It's not rocket science, I know, but I think it should be fun. So why don't you try that? Okay. And okay. And I don't know, they're talking about this other site, I think, here. Producer Michael and needing a second guy. I don't need a second guy here. So, and they want 2 camera dudes. Okay, I'll be the sole camera dude with my advisor, Craig, from afar. So anyway, moving forward, I have my little lower thirds that I've created for the first time with my little treasury up in the top. And we can turn that on and off if I navigate to another place and then probably get in trouble. So there you go. And so it's all automated, and I can put it back on at will. And so a lot of fun learning the new system. I think Craig and I have a new hobby, doping out the Atem Mini Pro and figuring out how to get movies and movie clips on the show and whatever. So it's taking up a lot of time, but it's fun, and I think we're getting there. So, okay, let us look at a watch, and let me put my little thing down here. Okay, I have a new setup for showing you watches, and let's cut over to that. And so I've gone to the overhead route, and I have here a beautiful new piece we just got in, and I'm going to have to reset this whole setup. It looks like I have a fixed length lens, and for the larger watches I'm not getting full coverage, but I think I'm fairly happy with the overhead rather than the side shots. It's a little bit easier to get things in focus, and they look a little better, I think, at this angle. Be interested in your opinion. So what we have here just arrived yesterday afternoon, It is a Breitling Superocean Heritage Limited Edition, and I believe 200 pieces. Don't quote me on that. 200, 250. And it's quite gorgeous. It's a sunburst green dial and a black case. And the case is very interesting. It has a very unusual, great feel to it. I'm not quite sure what the finishing is on there. It's probably a DLC, but whatever they've done, it is very nice. I can get this in a little better focus, I suspect. And there we go. And then it sports the Breitling B01 in-house movement, and you can see it through the rear crystal, and it is obscured partly by the sticker on the back. When it comes off, you'll get a nice view of the watch. And it is on their very nice rubber strap. Looks like a metal Milanese, but it's rubber, very supple and nice. So, and then you can see the clasp as well, folding clasp, and signed Breitling. So be interested in your opinion of it. We had a blue dial, similar one, limited edition, in a couple of weeks ago. It went out the door the same day. I wasn't able to show you. We fortunately got it replaced, so I have another one in stock now, both from the same series, and we like them a lot. And this green is definitely very special. So let's catch up with the chat here. And okay, so second guy. Oh wow. Okay, Eduardo has answered my quiz question. Rolex, Omega, Tag, GS, Oris. Okay, well, I think you answered 5 instead of 4, so I could disqualify you, but I won't. And you are not correct. So that gives somebody else a hint. Okay. And Blue still signed in to me, and I appreciate that. We've sort of moved into the dinner hour. It looks like Craig has cocktail time, and we have dinner hour, so I appreciate your hanging in while we end up seeming to be a little bit later and later. Also, I'd like your opinion on that, whether you're happier we're going later or if it's difficult for you. I know Stig's answer. So, hey, Bill Woods, good to see you. And Kyle, do you do videography work? Okay. And Bill wants to see some German watches. That's coming. I've got to get some restock of those. They're a little behind the Swiss and the Japanese brands. So when I stock up a bit, we'll have a nicer show, and we'll do that. So we really haven't had the novelties presented for I think any of the 5 German brands we carry. Okay. And Eduardo comments he'd rather that I guess Breitling, not put a date on the dial. Looks messy with a date, just kind of looks squished in there. So a lot of people do go for the no date. That's true. And at 4 o'clock, some people feel that's not optimal, and then others can't live without a date. So there's always a disqualifier for somebody. And but honestly, on this piece, I don't think it looks too bad. I think it's handled pretty well. Doesn't look out of place. The background on the date disc blends in well with the dial. I don't think it's a green. I think it's a black, but it certainly looks acceptable to me. So that is that piece. Okay. And Bill Woods asks, where is his blue wrench? So have you been out of order that you got de-wrenched, or you never were issued one? I don't do wrenches here. leave it up to Craig and some of the other wrench people. And okay, you have to earn it, Bill. And Blue likes later time. That's just me. Okay, that's good to know. And Eduardo also prefers this time slot. Okay. And Derek Chelly. Stephen, do you have anything with 18 karat gold in stock? I do, as a matter of fact. If you all want a gold show, I can give you a gold show. And little white gold, little yellow gold, little rose gold over several brands. And it looks like Craig is taking the evening off. He likes to keep his regular schedule, I suspect. So I did chat with him earlier, so he's in the hood somewhere, but I don't know where. And okay, Steve, these cocktail time Seiko watches, do they have the 4R movements or 6R? I honestly don't know. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the technical aspects of those cocktail times. I will look and get back to you. And when we get stocked up on some pieces, some new things are coming in, we'll do a cocktail time, and everybody can have their martini, and I'll have whatever I have, and something on the rocks probably, and have a Steve Live cocktail party if you like. So, all right, let us forge ahead. We have next a very pretty piece. And okay, let's cut over to this. So this is a Seiko Prospex LX, and I hope you can get a sense of the colors on the dial. It's got a blue on the sunburst blue, as you can see on the lower half, and it fades to black, representing daytime and nighttime, obviously. This is a spring drive GMT, new to the collection of LXs, of the 8 or 9 pieces that are currently in it, and somewhat similar to an earlier piece I showed you, but this is the new limited edition variant. And this is a limited edition of 200 or 250. In setting up my home studio, I have neglected to bring home a loop, and my eyes don't let me resolve what's on the back of these. So loop to come, or someone can send me one, and I will be better prepared. So this piece is the SNR049, and it's got the 5R66 GMT movement in it, and it is Prospex, not Grand Seiko. So this is one of the few Prospex, all of the LXs have it, with the spring drive. Okay, and this has a very beautiful Zaratsu finish. It is titanium, as are all the pieces. Excuse the little covering here, but we want to preserve the finish as best we can. The wraps, rather. Get that in better focus. And beautiful knurled bezel, I think you'll agree. And case back. And so Seiko LX. And 212 of 200, I think I'm saying, or is it 400? Yeah, 400. You probably see it better than I do while I'm doing this. And excellent 3-piece bracelet, and sort of a matte finish, very dignified, very masculine, great clasp, and I like it. What do you folks think? So here's your blend of Grand Seiko features with traditional Seiko dive watch aesthetic. And this fellow Comes in at 44.5 millimeters by 15.1, and it is $5,500. And people remark on the prices of the LXs, but remember they have essentially a Grand Seiko movement in it. It has a spring drive. It's accurate to half a second a day. It's titanium. It has Zaratsu finish, and it's right smack in the middle of the SBGA 229 steel Grand Seiko diver, priced at $6,000, and the titanium SBGA 231 that Craig has, that comes in at $7,100. So interesting strategic pricing and placement of these pieces. And incidentally, the LX line is really catching on. There's just a few dealers in the country. I think there's perhaps 12 or something like that who handle it, or plus or minus a couple. And they are scarce. We have to sort of wrangle for each replacement piece. And yeah, we like them very much, and there's a lot of people looking for them. So, okay, so moving on with the comments. Can a G-Shock showcase be a future show? It can. Loborojo 777, and a little hard to keep. They're sort of a moving target. Pieces show up in the G-Shock inventory. They sell very quickly, and then we're on to the next models that come out. So it's very cyclical and sometimes tough to grab a representative collection. We do have a nice range from the $99 pieces to the MRGs up in the 5,000 range as well. So there's a lot in there, and there'll have to be a very big show to cover the territory. Okay, so Bill Woods asks if we are open to being an AD of more watch brands. If so, which ones? That probably I need to keep under wraps at the moment. We are pretty jammed up with stock. We will be expanding some of the existing showcases allocated to our lines. I think we will be seriously expanding our Grand Seiko real estate. We are going to be putting in an Omega boutique probably in the next couple of months. And so a lot of activity building upon the current brands for the moment, but definitely we are putting our sights on some additional brands, but right now it's probably best I keep it under wraps. Okay, I like to be transparent when I can, but doesn't seem to be strategic to lay that out right now. So, but thanks for the question. Okay, and Eduardo prefers if they didn't put the power reserve on the front, I guess. It would be even more of a stunner with a date-only dial. And but someone doesn't want a date at all. So, everybody has their taste. Grand Seiko is sporting a number of models, as you probably know, with the power reserve on the back, a number of spring drive models. So, okay. So Kyle spotted the number, the LE number on that piece. It was 214 of 400. Kyle has extremely sharp eyesight, I might add. And, okay. Oh, Trashy Larry comes aboard. How are you doing, sir? And, okay. Okay, so Stig worries about the prices being high as in GS territory. Well, they are substantively in GS territory, I think, as I remarked, with the Zaratsu finish, with the essentially a Grand Seiko movement in them, and everything about them crafted at a very high level, but definitely the Seiko dive watch aesthetic DNA or whatever you want to call it shows through. I really think they're smartly priced, and when people remark on that, I always point to the fact that these things sell pretty briskly. And so none of our LX have languished in the case such that we'd want to put them on sale or do something extreme like that. So I think it's always the test of the market. Do things move? They don't move. These often get sold without price objection whatsoever. So that's my take on it. And okay, let's dial that back. And okay, the price on the last Prospex, Kyle, it looks like you might be a customer, $5,500. Okay. And Bill Woods asks, can the website list what size wrist the watches will fit so I can know when to request links for my 8-inch wrist? Yeah, you do have a big wrist, and that would be a bit of work. It's a good idea. Good idea when we have a phone chat to discuss your wrist size. We try to do that. Sometimes we forget. And definitely if you remind us about your large masculine wrist, we will make an assessment about whether we need extra links or not. And often they are available from the brands, and sometimes gratis, sometimes when it's titanium from our favorite brand, there is an upcharge to get those extra links. Okay, so Eduardo asked my take on the new birch dial Grand Seiko. I think it's pretty fabulous. We got our first two in yesterday, day before yesterday. They're already out. Day before yesterday. And Chris, who does our produced videos, has already done and published his review and presentation of it on our Little Treasury YouTube site. So go to Little Treasury YouTube and take a look. And as usual, he's always entertaining as well as informative. He gives all of the relevant dimensions. So should I forget or not have that information for almost everything we talk about here, we have a video on our YouTube site, and you can get all the details and see the wrist, the watch on the wrist typically, and different views of it, close-ups. Okay, so moving forward. And so anyway, the birch is outstanding. We had one customer who thought he might want it and put in a deposit on one, and then he saw some lifestyle pictures and saw that had a little bit more of a silvery sheen to it that he liked. He was looking for pure white. I can show you a pure white Grand Seiko in a few minutes. And then he decided to pass. So if you're open to have a somewhat nice silvery sheen, which goes between a silver and a white, depending upon the angle and the light situation, it would be a good watch for you. The texturing is outstanding. The new case is wonderful, and of course it has the new movement, new high beat movement in it, and has a lot of advantages. And so those first two we got out the door. We have a couple of other orders. They should come in fairly well. I think there'll be a very high demand for these, even though they are priced at $9,100. It seems not to have been a barrier to people having high interest in it. And it really is a watch worthy of that price, actually. And I finally got a kudo from Chris from Craig for my nice sharp picture. Well, I try to focus it before I get on, and the cameras seem to be doing their job, and the lighting that we put in still have a way to go, and we will get there one way or another. And okay, so let's see. So Kyle says we didn't get the eagle. Was that boutique only? Well, that's an interesting story. We got one, all right, and that was pre-ordered, and we were disappointed that we didn't get more. I think the lion's share went on the maybe not in the boutiques, but the online Grand Seiko store. And probably it wasn't the best thing that it was offered to the, how many salon Grand Seiko dealers are there? 20 some odd, I think, offered to the dealers and put on the Grand Seiko website at just 110 in that collection. So there was a lot of disappointment by customers and by dealers for sure. And probably not going to happen that way again. So when that happens, they may just designate it as boutique only or something like that. But rather unfortunate. We did have it. It was beautiful. I think there may be some things coming that maybe might fill a gap from what I've seen. So stay tuned. A lot's in the pipeline, a lot of interesting things. So we just don't have the eagle to worry about, but we have a number of other things that we'll be rolling out throughout the year, I might add. And okay, so Craig is, let's look at this spring drive sweep. Well, is that still run? It's not sweeping at the moment. It's not running, so I think it's exhausted the power reserve. So look at that spring drive sitting there, and okay, Derek is still talking about his Tudor fiasco, and sorry, I didn't. Well, I didn't say I wouldn't take it in trade. I think did it come out that way? I don't remember that way, and. Okay, let me get back in the groove here. Okay, and Blue says Tudor versus Grand Seiko, too close to call a winner. Whew, wow. Okay, Craig come to the rescue here. Derek had to sell it to his neighbor because I didn't take in trades. Ouch. Mea culpa. Okay, howdy there, Stiefel has come aboard. How are you, sir? And hope you're wearing your faux pay tonight. And Tudor is a Biden watch. And what do I like better personally, spring drives or high beats? Well, their high beats are coming on very strong with their new movements. Probably spring drive by a hair, I would say. But there's a lot to like out there with the high beats and how they're casing them, and got my eye on it. So not a strong tilt one way or the other, but slightly toward the spring drive, just because it's such a marvel of technology. And Derek's still on the Tudor. I had a Pelagos Tudor. It was a few $1,000s. I got it new and sold it down the road after people mistaked it for a Steinhardt. Okay. And Bill Woods would like to leave politics out of the watch discussion. And my Little Treasury watches are honest and worthy of praise. Yeah, leaving out politics right now is certainly a good idea. So we troll-free zone under Craig and a politics-free zone under Steve. How's that? And then we're right back into it. Does the president wear a Tudor? Thought he wears an Omega. Please clarify. If it's not political, yeah, we can enter into that. I thought someone mentioned he was wearing a Rolex Day Date at one point, and maybe he's a watch guy. I haven't really followed that. And Crashtian joins in. How has the customer response been for the SLGH005 white birch? Very enthusiastic. I think we're going to be not have one in the showcase for quite a while. They'll be pre-ordered and out the door waiting for the next one to come in. And Kevin saw the Eagle at the Miami GS, boutique down there. And beautiful dial, very large piece. And Der Stiefel's getting back into it. Trump doesn't wear a Tudor. I think, come on, enough. Okay. All right, Kyle mentions that Biden has a date just, so I think that hopefully answers that. And did everyone get started on gold bracelets besides Steve? Because I'm a OG. Well, Der Stiefel has one of our bracelets, one of our beautiful, stunning faux pay bracelets, and Craig does as well. And we're certainly selling them smartly in the store, both to men and women. So come on, give me a call. We'll get one sized up for you, and everybody will then be able to wear one. And okay. Oh, Der Stiefel, you just can't leave poor Biden alone. I'm going to have to bring up another watch, get off that subject. All right. So, oops, let me go back to my stuff here. Okay, so this is another fun one. You saw this piece a while ago, and it's very limited and sort of in line with our discussion in some ways. This is, once I get it dialed in, a limited edition piece that is a partnership with a Japanese manga production company, and I think it's manga is the right thing. And this is from the two-piece Porco Rosso Red Pig collection. And so it's interesting, very interesting piece, beautiful to begin with. And it commemorates this cartoon character, Porco Rosso, who flies a plane, a combat plane in World War II, a very amusing and very artfully done series. And this piece is Presage, not Grand Seiko, not Prospex, and here's a Presage Spring Drive, limited edition, beautiful piece, beautiful croc or alligator, haven't checked it out, strap with Italian flag coloration, because Porco Rosso is a Italian Air Force pilot pig. And here's the back of the watch. Let me see if I can get the pilot's face going the right way. And there we are. So there's Porco Rosso. And these are very desirable pieces. We just got this in as a surprise this afternoon. I was not expecting it. I had tried to get another one in the collection, and a month or two ago, and was told that they were all done, and we got this nice surprise in. And I have several people who have been searching for that, and we will reach out to them tomorrow, see who still wants to acquire it. But quite interesting to have this rare piece with a spring drive movement in it, and we're excited to have it back here. So that is that for that piece. And I'd like to know what your opinion is. That also comes in a very nice display case with another strap in it. I've forgotten the exact color of it, but it's a nice kit for sure. Okay, so catching up. Can a faux pay bracelet come with a watch? Absolutely, absolutely. But you need to ask me about which watch. Okay, so that we can do. And okay, so Blue asks if we're ever able to get Japanese exclusives. We don't deal in that. I think there's some people, some dealers, probably not authorized U.S. Seiko, Grand Seiko dealers who dabble in that. And a lot of people have had pretty good luck dealing with some of the Tokyo dealers. I don't endorse anybody, but I just have heard a number of customers who say, oh, they got one from so-and-so in Tokyo, and they were pretty happy with the experience. So just don't get your U.S. versions over there, because you will automatically lose a year of warranty, and questionable how warranties will be handled here in the U.S. if you bring it back here. I don't think it'll be refused, but I just don't know what the process will be. So, and we don't see anybody over there undercutting prices on watches that are common to the Japan and U.S. markets. So, in other words, authorized dealers over there. Perhaps some gray market people might. Okay, so Derek is asking if it can be a throw-in gift with other purchases. They're not going to be gold plate, Derek. I'm sorry. Probably be solid gold and with diamond encrusted bezel and diamond dial markers and that kind of thing. That's sort of a joke, but yeah, sometimes we'll do a combo deal. Depends upon the piece. And Bill would rather see watches than Craig doing a hoop dance. That's nice. And something looks just like his ex-wife. I don't know what that is. And price point on the Porco Rosso. That piece goes for $5,500. Okay. And yeah, so two people asked that question. And how did the Breitling sales go? In my opinion, they do great watches, but don't tell Craig or I might lose my wrench. I think the more we get involved with it, the more impressed we are with the brand, and we're doing fine. We were very happy we've joined the family there, and we think it's a good fit with our Grand Seiko, Omega, and now Breitling, and I would say it works for us, and very nice people to deal with as well, and that's very important to us. And Derek's gonna email in a picture from his Porco Rosso. Oh, well, get over it. If that's 1989, it's time to move on, my friend. Did anyone else join the GS9 club? I guess their Stiefel did. And what cool swag will be offered to people in the club? And this is Bill Woods. Craig said people should just have two good watches. I think he doesn't want me to be a regular customer of yours. Oh, yes, he does. So please don't take that as gospel. And everybody doesn't have to do what Craig tells them to do. Remember that. Okay. And Bill has joined the GS9 club, but will only buy from Little Treasury, and thank you for that. Okay. And how do you join? Okay, maybe you can tell him, Bill. I know you have to present proof of ownership of a Grand Seiko. Not quite sure what the entry process is. I haven't joined myself, being a dealer. I stick to my own knitting, and we do our website and shows. I'm sure it's a good thing. And okay, so Der Stiefel's telling them. So let's return to the beginning. And some of you have joined late, and we had a little contest going for you to post in the chat. What are the 4 top-selling luxury watches in the category of $5,000 to $10,000? And I said I would send a little goodie to the first person who got the right answer. I think we've had one answer. It was close, but did not win a cigar. So if you're interested, I think it's an interesting factoid when I reveal the answer. So I have two more things to show you, and in that time, take a crack at it. Let's have some fun. Come on. Okay. So Der Stiefel instructs how to get into the club, and you have to have purchased from an American AD. Okay, so, and preferably Little Treasury. We'll have to add that little codicil to the situation. Okay, I'm going to pull up one of my last two watches. And okay, so now we're moving into pre-owned. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, have a couple of Grand Seikos pre-owned in stock. That is not always the case, so I thought I would highlight them, and a couple of nice pieces. And let me put a little polish on this so that I'm not accused of fingerprinting, which I learned early on was a no-no. Okay, there we are. And take it over to here. And this is difficult to get. I'm not getting any color in my setup here. I get a little hint. This is a very dark red, beyond ruby red dial. Sort of, I guess it's a burgundy dial. And unfortunately, the way my lights are set up, you're just not getting it. And I'm just getting a lot of reflection. So this is a 2017 piece, and pre-owned, in pristine condition, back from one of my collectors who's interested in some other pieces. And I wish I could show that to you. So this is the SBGH039. So 2017 and before all had the Seiko logo at the top with GS and Grand Seiko at 6 o'clock, as most of you will know. And so this is from the last year of that particular configuration. And for those of us who weren't around prior to then, and when the change happened, there was some gnashing of teeth and whatever, but I think everybody's grown accustomed to the new setup, and there are some who are looking for the earlier pieces. This is one of them. This is a limited edition, and it is originally sold for $5,900. We're asking $4,900. You'll see some prices for this piece for the SBGH039 high beat in the 6+ range, being asked in some of the pre-owned websites. So for a watch in just about perfect condition, full box and papers, a rare burgundy dial, we have this here, and give us a holler if you're interested in learning more. And it also has excellent case shape with the angled ends of the lugs, which is just a modernized interpretation of their traditional dials, or rather you have case designs. And so very nice piece, and I'm going to put the measurement tool on it. I didn't write that down, but I know everybody wants to know what we got. So let's do that. And this, comes in at 41 plus, 41, 39.9, 40, the 40 millimeter watch. Okay, so very nice piece. Exhibition back. Beautiful movement. If it's of interest, let me know. Very wearable dress watch size. And just got this in. And okay. And let's get, okay. Getting back on the chat, purchased after 2017. No, the watch was issued in 2017 and was purchased in 2017 and has resided, I think, as a, looks like almost a safe queen since then. We just got it back in a couple of days ago as a customer wanted to do a trade-in. So, okay. Let's follow up here. And Eduardo asked for my quiz question, and someone else didn't catch it. The 4 top luxury watch brands between 5,000 and 10,000 retail in the world. Just put your answer in the chat, and we'll see who comes out on top. Who's the astute guy among you? Okay, so Der Stiefel didn't quite get the question right. They aren't the top 5. We're talking about the top 4, and we're not talking about models. We're talking about the lines, the brands. Okay, so top 4 luxury watch brands between $5,000 and $10,000 retail. Okay, so you have just a little bit left because tonight is taco night and I'm going to go get them. Okay, so, yep, so it went the wrong way, Der Stiefel. And Bill Woods won some Grand Seikos swag earlier on the evening on a watch time and Grand Seiko Zoom conference. Oh, cool. And so brand, Kyle, brand. I guess I need elocution lessons here to get things out straight. All right, we're coming down to the deadline, folks. I'm going to give you the answer. Yes, Eduardo, we are struggling here, struggling mighty. So I'd like to know all of your school rankings in the chat here. Okay, struggle. Rolex, GS, Omega, Breitling. Okay, Kyle is the summa cum laude. He has the answer. So, and Kyle, I owe you something. I know you've been moving around. You better send me your current address. I'll send you a little goodie. Don't get too excited, but it'll be something nice. So the point here is, someone asked if we carry the brands. Well, we carry 3 out of the 4. We do not carry Rolex as an AD. And so we have Grand Seiko, Omega, and Breitling, and we're very happy about that. Omega has rocketed into that 4th category, 4th place. They are 4th. The sequence is Rolex, Omega, Breitling, and Grand Seiko. I think a year ago they were at 8, and the year before that they weren't even in the top 10. So they are showing dramatic movement up in this very important key price range for luxury watches. So we're obviously delighted. Okay, oh yeah, says Kyle. Okay, so send me the address. And Blue, didn't hear, okay, I know there's a lag here, is GA, Breitling, Jaeger LeCoultre, no cigar, and Kyle, call in when you get it. Well, Kyle can tell you in one of the next shows. And that was a typo from Blue. Yeah, I was figuring out what GA was. I thought it was some boutique brand, some little obscure thing. And Bill, the contest is over. We have a winner. And you have 2 out of 4. You have 50%. I guess that's a C- or something like that. Okay. So looks like Craig has a final word coming. Say something. No, that's from us. So anyway, I think we've had a pretty good time here. I'm going to wrap it up and go munch on some tacos, homemade tacos that my wife is making tonight. And we'll catch you again next week sometime. And as usual, if you liked it, punch it and give me some suggestions for content that you'd like going forward. And yes, congratulations, Kyle. You listened, you had an astute answer, and we're very proud of you, and you will be rewarded accordingly. So with that, I am going to check out, and thank you all for watching. It's always fun, and you're a bunch of nice guys, and we appreciate it. So take care.